Think how short my sweatpants are.
Pull up your socks.
I can't. All right, let me pull up our share note. Okay. First and foremost, Lucy came over looking all cute, and I am just sleep deprived and trying to survive.
Yeah, I mean,
haven't
it's
slept
also,
in a week.
You go, girl. I was gonna
Thanks.
be like, it's my day off, and I woke up at 7:30 to come here. So, but I guess I can't really.
I do appreciate that. Nope, I appreciate that. I just haven't slept in a week, and
I had to go through Penn Station today.
okay, fair.
So,
I had to deal with a toddler who got his tonsils out.
Yeah.
Not
great.
Not great.
We all have,
but we're
days.
here. We all have our days. We're here. All right, we have a lot to catch up on.
Yeah, we do. Where do we begin?
Well, we both went on trips, and I want to unpack them, and I also think we have a lot of stories from them, at least according to our notes.
Yeah.
But before we dive in, I did have one thing on the. Oh, okay. This ties in. Someone messaged me being like, loving the Lucy eps. Next time she's on, could you do a little bio for her if she's comfortable sharing the basics, what she does for work, how old she is, etc. Just for more context, I say etc. because
I saw.
Okay. Yeah, evidently I say it a lot.
I consume your content.
Do you? Questionable.
Your Instagram and TikTok content.
Okay. Well, you've been on here before, but I guess yes. I mean, like the sister episode, didn't you kind of talk about that?
Maybe.
All right,
but I can give a little.
Yeah, give a little bio.
Okay. I'm 27 years old. I went to Lafayette College, same college as Cammie.
Roll parts.
I played lacrosse for 2 years. Not really played, but I was on the team. And then had hip surgery. Crazy story.
Crazy story. You can tell it.
It's like basically
the short version.
Okay, basically went into surgery. Woke up in the middle of the surgery because I don't really know like all the details, but I guess
they fucked up.
They've fucked up, and like they were flooding the site, and then somehow that liquid got into my lungs.
Something nicked an artery.
Yeah, or like an open capillary or something. I don't really know.
Right.
And then it started flooding my lungs, and I woke up in the middle of the surgery on the table, basically drowning, and it was like, oh my god! I saw all of the surgeons like running around, freaking out. And that's it. And then you went back to sleep. And then I went back to sleep.
And then you woke up.
And then I woke up and I was like, whoa, that was crazy. Did I die? Anyway, so then quit the team because that was just like too much for me. Stopped playing lacrosse and then graduated, moved to New York in the same building that Cammie and our other sister Maddie lived in. That was amazing. Still live there.
Still there. What do you do for work?
I work at a advertising agency. I never really know how to explain it, but it's just like doing TV advertising for Nissan. I don't work at Nissan, but I work at a media agency. I live with my boyfriend.
Shout out TT, our favorite person.
TT. Tyler and I have been dating for like 5.5 years. We don't really have an anniversary because we like started casually hooking up senior year of college, and then there were some on and offs, but
here we are.
Basically 5 years.
He's here.
And we live together. We have a dog named Kona who is going to be 4 this summer. She is the best. She's from Safe and Sound.
Remember when did she win?
Oh yeah,
March Madness?
in like puppy March Madness.
When the
thanks to you guys
showed up and voted for her, like insanity.
Yeah, that was
for the great dog. Wait, I asked this also because in the note I randomly thought about this. I guess it was when the girl messaged me asking for your bio. Your name is Sarah, and I feel like that's not talked about enough.
Wait, should I say anything else? I feel like that was like the worst bio ever.
It wasn't that exciting, but
yeah, that's my life. I don't really have much else.
The youngest of 3 girls.
The youngest of 3 girls. I mean, that, like, I feel like everyone knows. I was an art major.
That's a fun fact.
With a women in gender studies minor. And
I feel like,
yeah. That's all I got. Okay, yes. My real name is Sarah Louise Linville. legal name, which is crazy. It's a family name, and our aunt's name is Sally Lou, and then she was named after a Sarah Louise. So, yes.
Okay.
Yep. And yep. And then my mom was like, okay, we'll go back to Sarah Louise, but we want to call you Lucy.
Such a wild move on mom's part to be like, I'm going to name my child something, and then no one will ever call her that name. Like, she made that decision going in.
My mom and dad have never, ever, ever, not once in their lives called me Sarah.
If someone was chasing you, if you hear down the street, Sarah,
never,
Sarah, you would never turn around, right?
Never. So the only time, like, it says it on my license and like any legal documents, doctor's offices, anything like that,
and school,
they call me Sarah. And the first day of school was always so awkward. Every single year at the first day of school, not really at like PDS, but because all the teachers like knew me, because it wasn't really getting new teachers that often.
Small school.
But at Lafayette, every single first day of the semester of the year, they would say Sarah, and I wouldn't respond. And then they'd be like, Sarah Linville. And I'd be like, oh, that's me. You can call me Lucy.
And everyone's like, what the fuck is happening?
Everyone would turn and either be like, wait, your real name is Sarah? Like, people that knew me. Or they'd be like, well, that doesn't make sense. Like, what, you just chose a new name for yourself?
That whole story is also just emphasizes what a different college experience we had than so many, because as you're saying this, I'm like, people don't do roll call in college. And then I'm like, no, they did at Lafayette, because our classes were like 15, 20 people.
Yeah.
Our lectures were maybe 50.
Yeah.
And class participation was such a big thing. Yeah.
But yeah, so I have never been called Sarah, like my mom or dad, ever. It's so weird.
You're going to change it legally when you get married.
So when I get married, I think I'm going to do like Lucy Linville.
Oh, you'll go Lucy Linville Zorn.
Because like, what else?
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't do like Lucy Louise. Like, I have no, like, Sarah Louise Zorn. Who is that? I don't know that.
No, we don't know that person.
We've never met that girl in the world, like, ever.
You'll be the only one that keeps Linville.
I know, because, well, then I was like, should I do Oaks? But like,
what? But Oaks isn't your name.
So I could still change it.
That's weird.
My middle name.
But it's my middle name. That's why I kept it.
Well,
you can't just like pull a name out of nowhere.
What do you mean?
You can't, like, no.
Well, Kelly did it.
Kelly did it because
I could do that.
No,
I don't think that's weird.
If
I'm changing my name, I can change it Princess Consuelo Banana Hammock. Like, I could do whatever I want.
Shit pants, or what was the other one?
I think if it.
What was the other one?
Shitbag?
Shitbag, maybe. Friends.
I think it is.
I think that's weird.
If it's like.
But Oaks isn't in your name.
Okay, fine, I won't do it. But like, is having a last name as your middle name weird?
A last name is your middle name? No, when it's your maiden name.
Okay, fine. Yeah, it wouldn't be hyphenated.
No, but I'm saying, like, mom became Cynthia Oaks Linville.
Yeah, I just don't think it would be that weird because we're so tied to Oaks.
But it was never your name.
You don't have to rub it in. Like, you don't have to rub in the fact that I have a weird fucking name. And Maddie got Cole, which is dad's middle name, and you got Oaks, which is mom's.
I know, and now my boys have both of them.
Yeah, so that's, like, relax. I'm Sarah Louise Linville. Like, yeah, I got it. The thing is, it would be so fine if they called me Sarah. Well, also the other thing.
Do you feel like you're a Sarah?
Not at all.
But do you feel like Lucy's a really young name?
No. Okay. I would never switch over to say that. Would be crazy.
Well, that would be crazy.
Well, I have no choice.
No,
I can't. Okay, I'm sorry. Now you're like, do you think Lucy's a young name? Maybe you should change that. Like, I can't go change my middle name to Oaks. I don't
think you should change your name. I was just asking, is there any part of you, like Maddie goes by Madison, I feel like now.
Yeah, and you go by Cameron. I converted
to Cameron. Is there any part of you that wishes?
No, I don't.
Okay. There, that's all. That was my question.
Like, I also, like, I can't wish because I have no choice. Like, you have the name Cameron to go to. I'm not Lucille. Like, that's
I know. If you were Lucille.
No, I'm not a Lucille. Anyway.
Do you feel you're a Lucy?
Yes.
Okay.
I 100% feel like I'm a Lucy. I don't feel like I'm a Sarah.
I feel like you're a Paige. Like, I could see you as a Paige.
That's Carly's middle name.
I know.
Interesting. I don't really think I know
Or,
any Pages.
like...
Yeah, but I'm not changing my name. So
I'm just saying.
leave me alone. But
maybe Victoria I could see you as.
interesting. But what's
What could you see me
weird,
as?
I don't see you as a Cameron. I see you as a Cammy.
Well, that's because that's what you've known me my whole life.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. I think you fit Cammy a lot.
Okay.
Or like Scout.
Well, yeah, but oh my God, the other day Dad texted me, "Hey, Cameron,"
Oh.
and it was like 2 questions when he was watching The Boys about like the baby brother and something else.
And you were like,
And I
are
go,
you mad at me?
"Why the fuck are you so formal? You've never once in my life called me anything but Scout,
Yeah.
let alone Cameron."
Mm-hmm.
I responded, "What is happening?"
Yeah, I'm scared.
And he's like, "Sorry, it autocorrected." From what? Scout? He must have typed Cam. I have no idea.
Wait, but the other thing,
yes.
back to Sarah Louise quickly. Mom and Dad, it's so crazy because they fully named me Sarah Louise Linville, called me Lucy. That was it. But from my understanding, I don't know if I've made this up. I really think it's true. I think that Mom says that my first name is Sarah and my middle name is Louise.
It's not.
And Dad says my first name is Sarah Louise and I don't have a middle name. So
You
like
don't
they
have a
can't even
middle
agree
name.
on that.
You don't.
So I'm like, even that is weird.
Agreed. All right, let's talk about our
So
trip.
that's that on that.
And that's your identity crisis.
Yeah. So can't wait to change that.
Okay. You went on your trip.
So amazing.
Tell us everything.
So we went to Antigua.
Is it not Antigua?
No, it's Antigua.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Says who?
Like Google, locals,
Okay.
everything. I thought it was Antigua. But I did a little research before I went and everyone was saying Antigua.
Okay. It was great.
So fun. The weather was perfect. It was like 85, sunny, and of course the week after we left and like the day that we were leaving, pouring rain.
Isn't that kind of the best
The
feeling?
best.
Because when it's raining, it's like, okay, time for us to go by.
Well, so we like basically the night before there was like a bar at the hotel, so we would go to that bar, and the night before we like stayed up late and we were like, fuck, like, okay, we're just gonna pack in the morning. But then I was feeling guilty that we weren't gonna be on the beach. And then we woke up and it was pouring rain and I was like, this is amazing, we can just chill, we can go have lunch, because our flight was at like 2, or our flight was at 4, so we had to leave at 2.
This ties into a question I had. What time are you like going to bed when you're on vacation with Tyler? Like, what time are you at this bar until?
Well, I closed at, I think, 11. But then we went back and, like, just drank in the room. Like, hung out.
Okay.
Like, read or, like, played a game.
Okay.
Like, there was, like, like...
I'm
just,
such
like,
a grandparent. No, this was something that actually I turned to Joe at one point and I go, are we fucking losers?
Well, no, like, one night we just, like... went back relatively early and like read in
Okay,
bed.
but let me give you this story.
Okay.
Because I do think you guys would do something different.
Okay.
It should be also said you're younger.
Yeah, you have
We
2 kids.
don't
like,
fucking
you're tired.
sleep. So this was the part of the vacation, like
For
point of
sure.
it was to rest. Okay. One of our qualms with the hotel, we loved the hotel so much, but Friday night there was this like social supper or whatever on the roof, and so they do this huge dinner and they have a live performance and whatever. We would have gone, but our friends Brandon and Perry happened to be in the Cayman Islands the same weekend, so that was the one night we had made plans to go out to dinner with them. So we got to dinner and then we like couldn't go to the live performance because we didn't have a ticket for the dinner. So we're laying in bed and it's fucking loud.
And you just hear it.
It's loud. No, it gets worse. It's loud.
No.
And we're like, what the hell? Like, but it's not even like you can hear it. It's the bass.
Yeah.
Is like boom, boom,
Bumping.
boom in our room. And we're like, oh my God, kind of annoyed, but whatever. We fall asleep. The next night, there's this like Mambo Italiano night at the Italian restaurant on site. But we didn't want Italian food because like we get Italian food all the time.
Sure.
You're in the islands. I wanted fish. So we went to their main restaurant, Tilly's, which was so nice. Have a great night. But we're exhausted in general. I am just chronically tired. We go back, and they had told me, they're like, yeah, it's Mambo Italiano night, and then also there's karaoke, which, like, I'm just not.
Yeah.
I love karaoke with friends.
But you're not going to go to karaoke.
Me and Joe, yeah.
Yeah.
So we go to get in bed. We're in bed. It's like 10 o'clock, and it is literally as if the karaoke's in our room.
No.
Like, it is right outside of our room. So it's all you hear. And Joe is so worked up, like,
oh, I'm sure.
oh, this is so loud. Like, this is ridiculous.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, what time is it even? And I look, and like, it did get late, like 11:30 at one point.
Okay.
It was still going, so like late. But I turned to him and I go, are we fucking losers that like we're not
like
down there?
Yeah.
And it actually had me wondering. And then he goes, well, yeah, we do have earlier nights because like you don't drink. And I was like, sir, don't put this on me. Like, but
I mean, you know, he'd be slaying that.
Play Freebird. But I don't
Yeah,
know.
no, I
I
mean,
kind of questioned if I'm cool. And I don't think I am.
Well, no, I don't think it's that you're not cool. I think you just have like a different lifestyle. Like you're so fucking tired. You have 2 kids. Like who you're on vacation to relax. Granted, yeah, I think Tyler and I probably would have gone. I don't think we would have been doing karaoke, but I think we would have gone.
I do wonder like who's up there singing.
Yeah, I don't have the confidence to do that.
Yeah.
Like
I do
unless I was with like a bunch of friends.
I've done karaoke.
Yeah,
and I love it.
But like you do karaoke in like the comfort of like your own karaoke room. Too.
I mean, I did it at our wedding.
Well, that's
but
your
yeah,
people.
Your people.
Yeah, but I see how that is.
It was just this moment where like we're laying in bed, my mouth guard's in, my mouth
you're
is
like
taped. I'm reading.
I'm in such a different world right now.
This I just couldn't be more removed from like the desire to go do that.
Yeah. But ours, like at our hotel, there wasn't really that much like nightlife. Like the bar
ours
closed.
was like a scene.
Yeah, like the bar would close and then people would just go back to their rooms kind of thing. And then like there was alcohol in the mini fridge. So we would just like hang out, sit on our front patio and just like chill.
I guess I do have to accept like things would potentially be different if I did drink. And I think I probably deny that because I don't want to like.
Yeah, but that doesn't make you less fun.
I know. I do think I'm fun when I want to be fun.
Yeah.
And then I very much cannot be fun. And that's fine.
But also on our vacation, we are very much back to Antigua. The 2 of us, me and Tyler, are very much non-beach people. And so all of our
very
friends
different than
were
us.
like, we're shocked that you chose to go to a beach spot. And we're like, this is the thing. We love the ocean. We love the warm weather. We just can't sit out in the sun all day. So what we did is we would just wake up, go get a little day bed on the beach that had a full umbrella. And we just stayed there under the umbrella the whole day.
I never.
Well, no. Well, of course. Like that's, you're not going to be sitting out. Some people would.
The UV was 11.
Same.
11.
Okay, so
I fell asleep at one point. The sun must have shifted for 20 minutes. I burned.
No. Tyler got burnt because
he told me he didn't when I saw him.
He got burnt on his face and his chest.
Okay.
Not as bad as you, but from the reflection of the water and the sand. Like not because he was in the sun.
Insanely
because
hot.
we were fully under an umbrella the first day and he didn't put sunscreen on. But it was because of the reflection, which is just so funny.
You put in this note. Okay, wait. Sorry. Speaking of this, it is such a humbling and embarrassing experience to put sunscreen on in public. Do you feel that way? Like, do you?
No.
Really?
No.
Wait, I will like do anything. I always prefer to put sunscreen on in the room. I will do anything in my power to like, not anything in my power, but I just had this moment when I was putting on sunscreen on the beach and I'm like, this is just so embarrassing for no reason.
Like what part of your body? Just the whole body?
My face, I don't feel embarrassed, but like you got to get in these weird positions to get all the angles. I also feel like I'm like rubbing myself down when I'm in like a skinny bikini. I'm like getting in my like upper crotch area, my ass cheeks. Like I'm literally like rubbing myself down. And then I'm like bending over in these weird contortions. And then I have to be like, hey, can you sunscreen my back?
No,
like,
I get what you're saying.
The whole thing just seems so I don't know.
My
Why
biggest
are we doing
pet
this
peeve
in
is
public?
like I fucking hate when there's sand
No.
on my feet and my legs,
And then you
rub it, and then you're just like fully exfoliating yourself. Like
Yes.
that I can't deal with. But doing my like arms and stomach and legs and chest, like that doesn't bother me.
I also feel like my chest always gets burnt, so like I'm trying to pull down my bikini but not let a nip
that's,
out.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like
and you got to get around the lines. And I just...
You're definitely close to flashing people.
Like the first lather just feels so humbling. Also, have you know that company Vacation Sunscreen?
Yeah,
I love their stuff.
Yeah.
They have a whip.
I know.
But it looks like a bottle of whipped cream.
Well, no, I know.
And so you have to tilt it over to you should have seen Joe's face when I handed it to him to use.
No.
He literally thought I had whipped cream that I was just rubbing all over my body.
You're like, we're on vacation, honey.
Yeah.
Get that whipped cream out.
You didn't bring the chocolate syrup?
Oh my God, that is too good.
The other thing...
I don't really understand why it's whipped. Like, I love all
really
their
either.
other sunscreens. I have their... Is that sunscreens?
Sunscreens?
I have their, like, face mist and their...
Face mist?
Yeah, it's like a face sunscreen mist.
I didn't know
it's really
about that.
good. And then I have their, like, sunscreen lotion.
Okay.
I get that the whip is like cool, but like,
no, I don't know why it's whipped. I don't know why it looks like whipped cream. I don't know any of that.
Such a funny like marketing. I mean, clearly it's working. People
working.
are loving it.
Like
Like every time I see it on TikTok, all the comments are like, "Oh my God, where is that from? I need it." It's just so funny.
the other thing about, I don't know if humbling is the word, but interesting positions of your body, eating lunch on the beach in a bathing suit, like you're just like getting in these weird positions and like there's food dropping sometimes and like you can't get comfortable because there's no back on a seat, like that whole thing. I mean, it's heavenly. But this brings me to another point.
I don't think we...
Oh, you didn't eat?
No.
We literally did not leave the beach.
Well, there was like a tiki restaurant on the beach.
Same,
so we
but
literally
I just didn't want to leave the bed.
So we would go right over.
The other thing was the best part of this for us, like as parents, was 6 o'clock looking at each other being like, do you want to read for another 30 minutes? Fuck yeah, I do.
Yeah, you're like,
we've got no one to bathe. We've got no one to give a bottle
nothing
to.
else
We've
to
got
do.
no schedule. How do you feel about on a menu if something's under salads and it doesn't have lettuce? Because that's annoying to me. That's not a salad.
I feel like that's common, but what? Like
Okay.
what? Like a quinoa? Like
No. Okay. There was a salad section of the menu, and there
sure
were
it was just salad.
it said salads.
Okay.
There were 5 maybe salads. There was a Caesar, a Cobb. I forget.
But then I have like I don't know how to caprese salad.
Okay, but that wasn't on there, and I feel like that's common. Okay, I don't agree fully, but whatever.
Okay.
This said citrus salad, and it said grapefruit, cucumber, pickled onion.
Uh-huh.
In my
Is that,
mind,
like your worst nightmare.
well, I obviously
You
got
like
it without
pickled
pickled onion. No, I don't like pickled
Oh.
onions. I said, can I have a citrus salad? And I got a side of like mahi. And I said with the mahi. Because
you were expecting like the one in Florida.
Yes, I'm expecting a bed of lettuce.
Yeah.
Avocado, grapefruit, cucumber with
Literally.
fish on top.
Okay.
And it came and it was just a plate of sliced grapefruit, a few avocado, and cucumber. And that's not a salad.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that is weird, but I'm not like shocked by that. I don't know. I feel like sometimes they do, but like fruit salad,
Yeah, but like that wouldn't be under a salad section.
chicken salad.
Usually would be served on a bed of lettuce if it's under salads.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was just kind of...
I think it's pretty common though. I'm not saying that I'm defending it.
Okay.
I
Well,
keep moving and pulling the mic away. Sorry.
that's fine. You asked me about what happened in the airplane. Someone was in your seat?
So I wrote this in the shared notes that if you were going on an airplane and somebody was sitting on your seat, would you say something to them?
Duh.
So,
Yes.
okay.
What do you even mean? Like, what? Why? That's not a question.
So,
I just don't understand.
on our way back, normally Tyler and I get the middle and the aisle.
Same.
And Tyler sits in the middle. And I Well, like sometimes I'll sit in the middle, but normally
I usually am in the middle.
Normally he's nice and lets me have that. Lets me have the window. And so on our flight back home, we board the airplane and we're walking down the aisle, and there's this guy sitting in the window seat, and I'm like, ugh. Damn, Tally goes, of fucking course. Like,
Wait,
of
he's
course.
sitting in the window seat. That's, you just said you get the middle in the aisle.
No, we get the middle in the window.
You said middle in the aisle.
Oh, we get the middle in the window.
Why?
Sorry. Because I like the window. I can rest my head on the wall.
Okay. What if you have to pee?
Oh, I could probably count on one hand the amount of times that I've peed on an airplane.
What in God's name are you talking about?
Never. I hate peeing on the airplane.
But like,
no, I don't do it.
What do you mean?
Yeah, no, I don't.
But it's not like up to you. It's your uterus.
Stop it. It's my bladder. But like, okay. But sure. No, I'm just.
No, but you're just like, sorry, we're not going.
I don't. I fight. Well, I go pee literally right before we're boarding.
As do I.
And it's funny because I pee so much. But no, I think my mind is. Well, I also knock the fuck out. Like before we have even taken off, I'm asleep, and I sleep the whole flight. So I think that's probably why.
No,
like I'm not waking up. I'm not thinking about the fact that I have to go pee. But
I go to pee at least once every flight. On a flight to LA, 4 times.
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
and it actually
wow.
sucks because I like to sleep on planes too. So therefore, I would want the window, but I feel so guilty ever asking anyone to get up. You can't.
Well, I think that's also why. Like, there's just too many things where I'm just like, it's not going to happen.
You're not even going to tell someone if they're in your seat.
Okay, so we take, all that being said, we take the window in the middle. And so this guy is sitting in the window. And Tyler's like, oh my God, of course. But like, he doesn't really care because he knows he's going to sit in the middle. And then I'm like, ugh, whatever. Like, not that big of a deal. I don't feel like asking this man to move. Like, he's comfortable. He's already sat down. He's like gotten everything. Like, he's seated.
His things are out.
Yeah, like it's just too much of a hassle to ask him to move. So we didn't ask him to move. I just took the aisle and that was it. Granted, if I had an aisle or a window seat and he was sitting, or no.
What if he was in the middle
If he was in the we would have said so. Well, that's like psychotic. I don't think he would want to be sitting in the middle of us. Yeah. No one
you're making out on a plane.
No, but no one chooses the middle seat.
Okay.
I think that's the last option. If anyone chooses the middle seat, that is
true.
That's weird. So I think that would be the nice thing to be like, hey, you got the middle seat. Do you want to pick your poison? But if there was somebody else in the aisle or the window and he took the other whatever it is, and I would have had to sit in the middle, but I paid for, like,
you would have said,
I would say something. But with that, I was just like, whatever. I'm either getting the window or the aisle.
Okay,
it doesn't really matter.
I understand.
So
that.
I didn't say
when
anything.
you put that in the note, I thought maybe like someone took like one of the middle seats, or like
I would have had to sit in the middle.
sat in your seat, so then you were sitting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How often, if someone asked you, this happened on our flight home from the Caymans, not us, our friends that we were with, they were like, will you switch seats so this family can sit together? And it was like the back of the plane, and he was like, no, thank you.
I'm always sitting in the back of the plane regardless. So, like, yeah, I would do it.
When I fly by myself, I'm literally in the last row. Like always. I'm right in front of the toilet. I am the last on the fucking plane.
We are always in the back of the plane. So, yeah, I would.
When I fly with Joe, we kind of do like that comfort, that like middle, the exit row. But, you know, now I don't want anywhere near the exit row after that door flew off.
But I also, like, sometimes Tyler and I will book flights, and if we like check in too late or whatever and there's not seats next to each other, like, we're not asking people to switch with us.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Well, a lot of people do.
I think that's kind of crazy unless you have children.
Well, I think if you're asking like middle to middle, or if you ask the middle, like the and I'm like, oh, I have an aisle. Do you want to sit in
upgrade?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Do you want to switch from middle to aisle or middle to window?
Do you ever go in a zone that's not your zone when they call zones and they're like zone 1, zone 2? Would you ever jump zones?
No, not unless I'm flying with somebody who has an earlier zone.
Okay.
Because I've seen people get called out for it.
I would never.
That also being said, we are always in the last zone.
Same.
I want to be zone there was 7 zones and we were in zone 7 for our flight to Antigua.
But I always want to be the last one on that plane.
Oh,
like I almost missed my flight to LA by myself because I happened to get a random bloody nose when I was in the bathroom. Weird. And I was planning on being the last one on the plane because I was alone. Uh-huh. And I literally had to sprint as they were closing the doors.
Yeah, that also happened to us on our flight back to Antigua because we were sitting at the bar and we didn't know that our flight was boarding. So we almost missed our flight because we were sitting at the bar. And then we ran and we were the last ones on to board. But I don't like being the last one because then what if there's no room to put your bag up?
Well, that's why I don't like to go with my bag. I always carry. I used to always carry on a bag. Then I had kids, and then we started checking bags.
But if you're flying alone,
if I fly alone, sometimes I will typically, when I go to LA for work, sometimes I have to check my bag because if I'm like packing the fits, because if I'm recording 7 shows, I have to be in 7 different habits. But I will go. That's so diva. But I will sometimes, if I'm carrying on,
most non-cammy thing I've ever heard you say.
I will do a gate check. If they're like, our flight is full, we're asking, I'm like, take my bag.
Well, I do like.
You mean I don't have to worry about overheads and I get it right when I get off the plane?
I do like when you get it right off the plane. That's the best.
Gate check. The best. So I will try to do that. And I'll even like preemptively go up and be like, hey, are you gate checking bags? Is the flight full? Another thing that happened. Okay, we waited in the longest customs line when we got to.
Oh my God, ours was
really long. And we got this email from the hotel before being like, you can pay $150 to do like a VIP experience. And we were like, we're not fucking doing that. You know, like, why would we? Yeah. And then we got there and I was like, oh, this is why. But when we went to Caymans the year before, we must have flown at a different time or day and it was 5 minutes. So we're waiting in this long customs line.
You're saying going to the Caymans, not coming back. Okay.
Coming back, we have global entry. And but of course, we get there, we do the thing, and the guy looks at us and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry, guys. The system's down. Go get in this line. And we're like, I probably use global entry once a year.
Yeah. So for this reason.
For this exact reason, but we flew right out, so it was fine. We're waiting in line in the Caymans. Yeah. And I am just scrolling TikTok mindlessly. Not great, but I would say majority of people with a phone would be doing the same thing. Yeah. Our age. Joe looks at me and is like, what are you doing? And this is the difference between someone who's chronically online and someone who's not on social media. And I was like,
I got nothing else to do.
I don't know. And he goes, you're just like scrolling? No, put your phone away. And I go, oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to talk about something? And he goes, no. And I go, so what is it that you want me to do? Do you want to talk? And he goes, no, just like, I don't know, meditate while you're standing here. You want me to stand here with my own fucking thoughts for an hour?
No. That's crazy. I mean, of course, I was on TikTok the whole time.
I was like, Joe, if you want me to stand here with my own thoughts for an hour, you're not going to like
You're in for it.
What comes out of this brain.
You are in for it. Yeah, no.
But it was a very different. It was like a realization of this is what life must be like if you're not on social media.
Yeah, to not have to like.
No impulse.
Worry about that. But on our coming back to New York, I think we flew into JFK and the customs was insane, and it was all people coming back from spring break.
Oh my God.
So it was all of these college kids just like looking so fucking hungover, so miserable. They were all burnt, all just like so loud,
smelled of a rum punch,
and like so many people. And so the line was like, it wrapped around so many times, and then it wrapped around the whole length, like up against the wall, like past the things and then back through. So we wait in line. We see there's a global entry line that no one's in. We don't have global entry.
Really?
Not that I know of. Then there's another line that is mobile something.
I don't know.
It's called, I forget what it's called, but it's literally like mobile something. I don't know. And we're like, what the hell is that? Like, what can that be? So Tyler starts Googling it. We waited in line for probably 45 minutes. We probably have another hour and a half to go. And Tyler's Googling it, and he's like, oh, I think you just download this app, put in your information, and that's it. And so we're like, no, that can't be. Like, that's so easy. Why isn't everyone doing it? So we download the app. We fill out our information. Like, you put in your passport number, your name, where you traveled to, where you're traveling from. You, like, answer the questionnaire. And then it says, like, okay, you're done. Show it to the person, whatever. And so we're like, all right, are we going to take this risk and get in this line, hope we do it correctly? And, like, what if it doesn't work? Then we have to start all over. But we were like, all right, let's just try it. So we get in this line of 2 people ahead of us. We go in, and the guy calls us up, and we're like, oh, we did mobile, like, whatever. And he's like, oh, we just stopped taking that, actually, but I'll let you guys slide. And we were like, oh my God. And we were like, how do you not announce that? Like, they said nothing. Like, there were people, because you could hear them calling mobile, global. Like, you could hear them calling both. Yeah. And then he was like, oh, we just stopped. And I was like, well, you didn't announce it to anyone. Like, the line wasn't closed off, whatever. So thankfully he lets us through. And I was like, that was the easiest fucking thing ever. It literally is just an app.
All right, everyone.
For anyone curious. So let me actually get the
Joe,
app.
Working in customs would honestly be such a satisfying job, in my opinion, because you're in your cubicle, you're by yourself.
No.
You're just...
Kimmy, you have to deal with, like, the craziest mobile passport control.
I feel like people hand you your passport, you ask them, what are you here for? Are you here for leisure or work? And then it's like, bam, bam, thank you.
No. These people, some of them are, well, first of all, I cannot even imagine doing it, because
you'd have to talk to strangers.
Just these dumbasses.
Oh,
who are so just, like, in their own worlds. Like, this guy was on the phone, on a full phone call.
Okay, well,
getting,
you're not allowed to be
and
doing
they
that.
were like, if you're on the fucking phone, get to the back of the line, screaming at them. And I was like, oh my God, do not touch your phone. Do not touch your phone. But I think that would be my nightmare. Like, just people being...
Yes, you'd have to deal with, like... Okay, I take it back. But the act of
that's
being
like,
in
I think one of the
spot,
worst, like, customer service, like, praise
yes.
those people.
Okay, yes, you have to deal with really annoying people. But I think, like, task-oriented work, I always think about being very nice, where you have a task, you finish it, you complete it, on to the next task.
You're saying, like, satisfying.
Yeah, like, I remember very vividly at Lafayette, they were laying brick they were, like, redoing the quad, and I was like, honestly, like, that type of construction work would be so satisfying, because your task is like, lay this, like, you know, and then you leave the day, and there's, like, this instant gratification of I did this exact thing. Does that make sense?
I mean, I disagree, but
okay.
That also reminded me when we were in line with, anytime I go through customs, I think about when we came back from, I think, the BVI's. Or maybe a trip when I was younger, and they pulled me away, and they brought me into a room and asked me asked me all these questions, because they were worried.
You were young.
And they were like, are these your real parents?
Well, remember when I got fucking scammed by customs coming home from London?
No.
Because I had the stuff in my bag.
Oh, yeah.
And then they were like, oh, you actually have to pay the taxes when you land, which I'm sorry, no one has ever done that I've ever known of with the VAT tax. And they were like, yeah, you owe us, like, X amount of money in cash.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And I'm like, you're pocketing this.
Yeah.
But I'm scared. So here.
Yeah. You don't really have a choice. Oh, then the other time I was put on a no-fly list because some other Sarah Louise Linville, I guess,
this
made some
name
threats. And I remember we went on, like, a family vacation when I was, like, under 15, and they were like, you can't fly. And we were like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what do you mean I can't fly? Like, I'm not on a no-fly zone. What could I have possibly done?
Yes. All right.
Wait, then there was another time that I went through. I know, but really quickly.
It's time for a nap.
When I went through.
Not for me.
When I went through. Girls got a nap. When I went through Newark Airport to fly to Boston with Mom's passport when I was 15 years old.
I actually remember that.
And they got me through, and then flying back from Boston, I handed my passport because I was underage and I didn't have a license yet. And I was flying alone, and I handed them my passport, and they were like, you're not however old Mom was, 50, like 50 years old. And I was like, correct, I'm not. And he was like, well, then why are you carrying this passport? And I was like, that's my mom. I have no idea how I have this passport. How the fuck did I get through Newark Airport with this passport?
Right, like they didn't even.
And I ended up, this is so crazy that,
You showed
like,
them
literally,
Facebook?
thank God. I showed him Facebook, which doesn't even make sense because I'm Lucy Linville on Facebook.
What year was this? Pre 2001, post 2001, post.
I mean,
Sorry,
absolutely.
I'm so sorry. I forgot how young you were. Okay,
I was like 16. No, I was
that's
probably
insane.
16
Okay.
years old. It was before I got my license.
That is insane. I hear my child crying
Okay.
downstairs with Joe, so I need to go. But I want to do something really fast.
Okay.
Do you know about the alphabet game?
I saw you put this, and I was like, yeah,
Can we try?
sure.
Okay.
Are we making a sentence or just words?
Like you have a conversation. Are you having fun?
Oh.
No, the next letter is B. Ready, set, round
Are you
2.
having fun? No.
Are you having fun?
Because that's not, you can't.
Oh, you're not good at this.
I don't like this game.
You would just be like, better believe I am.
Oh, okay. You best believe it.
Can't wait to do this again.
Don't even think about it. Fuck you.
Go home.
Hate you.
I don't think that was nice.
Just kidding.
Okay.
Love ya.
My, oh my, do I
Literally.
love this.
No, I can't believe it.
Oh my gosh.
Please. This can't be entertaining to listen to. Oh, cute.
Oh, quiet. Oh. Quiet.
Really good
No,
job.
you said
What?
QU. QR.
I cannot.
Okay, go.
I said really good job.
Stop.
Today was so fun.
You're the best. You are the best.
You.
You're the best.
Oh. You're just staring.
Hurry.
Very good job today.
Why can't we do this every day?
Xylophone's my favorite. Wait. Oh, yeah.
BWX. You're so cute. Zebra.
Zebra.
Bye. Love you all.